Welcome back to Old Coins Explorer, where we uncover the real history, design, rarity, mintage, and market value of fascinating coins from around the world. Today we are examining the coin shown in the pictures, and the identification is quite clear. This is a French 50 cent coin dated 1999 from the first generation of French euro coins. The most important thing to understand is that the date 1999 makes this coin historically interesting because euro cash was not introduced in France until January 1st, 2002. That means this coin belongs to the very early preparation period of the euro currency, making it one of the first dated French euro issues. But here comes the big question. Does that automatically make it rare and extremely valuable? The answer may surprise you, because a coin can be historically important without being extremely expensive on the collector market. In this video, we will examine both sides of the coin, its design, metal, dimensions, minting history, mintage, identifying marks, condition, and realistic collector value. We will also explain what you should look for before deciding whether your particular example is ordinary, collectible, or potentially more desirable. So watch until the end, because this little French coin has several details that many people completely miss. Exact identification of the coin. The coin in your photographs is a France 50 cent, dated 1999, and it belongs to the first French design type of the 10, 20, and 50 cent denominations. The denomination is clearly shown on the common European side with the large number 50, followed by the words euro cent. The reverse also carries the initials LL, which identify the designer of the common European side, Belgian artist Luc Louix. The other side is the French national side, showing the famous Sower, or Semeuse, walking while scattering seeds. This figure has a long tradition in French coinage and was originally associated with the work of French artist Oscar Rody. For the modern euro version, the design was adapted by Laurent Joriot, who modernized Rody's famous Sower design for the new currency. The French national side also includes the year 1999, the initials RF, and 12 stars representing the European Union. The combination of the Sower design and the euro denomination makes the coin an excellent example of France connecting its traditional national identity with the new European currency. Your photographs show the same basic design, although the coin has considerable circulation wear and surface marks that reduce the sharpness of some of the smaller details. So, based on the visible design and date, the correct identification is a 1999 French 50 cent first map type coin. The fascinating story behind the 1999 date. Now we come to one of the most interesting facts about this coin, and this is where the 1999 date becomes important. The euro was introduced as a currency for electronic and accounting purposes in 1999, but euro banknotes and coins did not enter everyday circulation until January 1st, 2002. France therefore produced euro coins with dates such as 1999 before ordinary people were actually spending euro coins in their daily shopping. This means your 1999 coin comes from the very beginning of the physical euro coinage era, even though you would not have normally received it as change in France in 1999. The first generation French 50 cent design was part of the preparation for the historic transition away from the French franc toward the euro. That transition was one of the biggest monetary changes in modern European history because several countries were moving toward a shared currency. France deliberately kept the Sower motif because it was already deeply connected with French monetary history and could give the new euro coins a familiar national character. The European side, meanwhile, showed the map and denomination, making the coin simultaneously French and European. So although this coin is not an ancient artifact, it represents a major turning point in modern European monetary history. That is one reason collectors often enjoy early euro coins, even when the coins themselves are not particularly rare. Design and symbolism of the French side. Let us now look closely at the beautiful French national side shown in your second photograph. At the center we see the Sower, a female figure walking forward while scattering seeds, creating an image of movement, growth, agriculture, and continuity. The design was inspired by Oscar Rody's historic Sower, which appeared on French franc coinage long before the euro existed. Laurent Joriot redesigned this traditional figure for the euro period, giving the image a more modern appearance while keeping its recognizable identity. Around the figure are the 12 stars of the European Union, visually connecting the traditional French symbol with the European project. On the left side, we can see the date 1999, while the initials RF stand for République Française, meaning French Republic. The vertical and horizontal lines surrounding the Sower are another distinctive feature of this French design and make the coin immediately recognizable to collectors. The tiny designer inscription and mint-related symbols near the lower part of the design are important because they can help authenticate and identify individual French issues. Because the coin in your photograph has substantial wear, some of these tiny details are not as sharp as they would be on a freshly struck example. Nevertheless, the overall composition remains very clear, and the Sower design is the strongest visual clue confirming that this is a French first series 50-cent coin. Metal, weight, size, and physical specifications. From a technical point of view, this coin has the standard specifications of a European 50-cent coin. The official diameter is 24.25 millimeters, which makes it noticeably larger than the 20-cent and 10-cent euro coins. Its official weight is 7.80 grams, and its thickness is approximately 2.38 millimeters. The coin is round and has the characteristic yellow-gold appearance associated with the 50-cent denomination. Importantly, this color does not mean that the coin is made from real gold, so owners should not value it according to the price of gold. The 50-cent euro coin is made from an alloy known as Nordic gold, a copper-based alloy used for 10 euro, 20, and 50-cent coins. The standard composition is approximately 89% copper, 5% aluminium, 5% zinc, and 1% tin. Its edge is shaped with fine scallops, which is another useful physical characteristic when checking whether a coin matches the official specifications. The European Central Bank specifically identifies the 50-cent denomination as a yellow-colored, Nordic gold coin weighing 7.80 grams and measuring 24.25 millimeters across. Therefore, if you have a suspected example at home, measuring the diameter and checking the weight can be useful first steps, although professional authentication may be necessary for valuable varieties. Mintage. Is the 1999 coin actually rare? Now we reach the question that every coin collector wants answered. How many of these coins were actually made? For the regular 1999 French 50 euro cent issue, Nemista records a mintage of approximately 105,753,613 pieces. There were also 35,000 brilliant uncirculated or BU examples and approximately 15,000 proof examples listed separately for the 1999 date. This distinction is extremely important because not every 1999 coin is equally collectible or equally valuable. A normal circulation strike coin with more than 100 million pieces produced is generally not considered a major rarity simply because of its date. However, a specially produced BU or proof example can be much scarcer because these coins were made in far smaller quantities and were intended for collectors rather than ordinary circulation. The coin shown in your photographs appears to have experienced substantial circulation, with visible surface wear, scratches, and loss of fine detail. That appearance does not match the kind of pristine condition normally associated with a high-grade proof or untouched, brilliant, uncirculated example. So the large overall mintage is an important reason why this particular circulated 1999 coin should not automatically be advertised as a rare $1,000 or $100 treasure. Its strongest appeal is its early date, French historical design, and place in the first generation of euro coinage rather than extreme scarcity. What about the small mint and engraver marks? One of the most interesting parts of French euro coins is the collection of tiny marks that appear around the national design. These small symbols can identify the French minting system and the officials responsible for the coin during a particular period. For the 1999 and 2000 issues, Nemista identifies Pierre Rodier as the general coin engraver associated with the mint marks of that period. The French mint, the Monnaie de Paris, has a long history dating back centuries and remains one of the most important institutions in French coin production. On this type of coin, the tiny details around the Sower's feet are therefore worth examining carefully under magnification. A normal-looking small symbol should not automatically be called an error or a rare mint mark, because many of these marks are intentional parts of the design. The designer attribution connected with the Sower is also important, with the inscription referring to Laurent Joriot's adaptation of Oscar Rodé's original concept. Because your coin is worn, some of these tiny marks are difficult to read perfectly from the photographs alone, so I would not claim a specific rare variety simply from these images. This is an important lesson for viewers. A blurry or damaged symbol is not evidence of a rare mint error. If you suspect a variety, The best approach is to photograph the exact mark under strong lighting and compare it with a trusted numismatic reference, or have the coin examined by a professional. Realistic value of the coin shown in the photos. Now let us discuss the most important subject for collectors, the realistic value of this particular coin. Current catalog information for the regular 1999 issue gives an indicative value of roughly 58 cents across several circulated grades, with an indicative value around $1.20 for an uncirculated example. The same reference lists approximately $7.50 for a 1999 BU example and around $12 for a proof example, although actual selling prices can vary by market, seller, buyer demand, and authenticity. These figures should be treated as catalog indications rather than a guaranteed cash offer for your coin. The coin in your photographs has noticeable wear across the Sower, lettering, fields, and other raised areas, so it appears much closer to an ordinary circulated example than a BU or proof specimen. For that reason, I would not describe this photograph coin as a high-value rarity based on the images alone. Its face value is 50 euro cents, and its collector premium in this worn condition is likely to be modest unless an unusual and verified variety is discovered. However, collectors may still keep it because early euro issues are historically interesting, especially coins dated before the physical euro cash launch in 2002. The important point is to avoid exaggerated internet claims saying every 1999 French 50-cent coin is worth hundreds or thousands of dollars. A genuinely high price would normally require something special, such as an exceptionally preserved proof or BU specimen, a documented mint error, or another recognized collectible variety. Final verdict and collector advice. So, after examining the photographs and checking the documented specifications, we can give this coin a clear and realistic verdict. This is a 1999 French 50 euro cent coin, belonging to the first French Sower design used for the 10, 20, and 50-cent denominations. It is historically interesting because its date comes from the early euro era, before euro coins and notes entered everyday circulation in France in 2002. It has a diameter of 24.25 millimeters, a weight of 7.80 grams, and is made from Nordic gold rather than precious gold. Its French side features the Sower inspired by Oscar Rodi and modernized by Laurent Joriot, while the common European side carries the denomination and Luc Louix's design. The regular 1999 issue had a large circulation mintage of about 105.75 million pieces, so the date alone does not make it extremely rare. The photographs show significant circulation wear, which means this particular example is unlikely to command the premium associated with pristine BU or proof coins. Nevertheless, it is absolutely worth keeping if you collect early euro coins, French coins, or coins connected with major changes in European monetary history. And remember, if you ever find another example, check the date, condition, tiny mint and designer marks, and any unusual striking characteristics before assuming it is ordinary. If you enjoyed this detailed coin investigation, stay connected with Old Coins Explorer because one small coin can sometimes open the door to an enormous story from the past.